Hey guys, it's Todd Conklin. In this video, I'm gonna give you the 3 videos that every listing agent needs to have. Hey listen, every agent, we're going to get the phone call. People are gonna be saying, hey listen, I'm interested in listing my property. We gotta be ready. We gotta be ready. When those people aren't prepared, you can tell, can't you? You pick up the phone, you say, hey listen, I'm interested in buying, selling something. And what happens? They start stammering and stuttering and they don't know exactly what to say, which is why when opportunity knocks, you have to be prepared. So what does prepared look like? Well, you've got to have your proven process. That is not what this video is about. That's a different video. We all know what the proven process is. If you don't know what the proven process is, I'll include the link to that video in the description below. But what we're gonna talk about today is there's some videos that I think that you should have, every single listing agent should have, that sort of sets the stage and starts delivering value before you ever get there. Starts building rapport and connection before you ever get there. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. In fact, there are 3 of them that I think that you can record now that can live on in posterity, that you can send over and over and over again without even thinking. It could literally be part of your CRM that you plug somebody in and you say, hey, listen, this is a new listing lead, and on day 1 send this, on day 2 send this, day 3 send this, as an example. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way and just send it manually. You can send this via email, you can send this via text. My recommendation is that you shoot these videos, you leave them to live on YouTube, even if they're unlisted. It helps your algorithm with YouTube. But here are the 3. So number 1, and I'm gonna write these down here for you. Again, this is supposing that you've already handled the intake. There's an intake form. Every person that calls you, there is an interview sheet, if you will. We call it the intake form. If you don't have one, I'll include that link as well in the description below. But you should have a step-by-step, here are the 17 questions that I'm gonna get answered from every person. At the end of that, it's going to say, schedule the appointment. Now, we follow a 2-step process. I teach that 2-step process. That's part of the proven process. The first step then is going to be meeting on site. That is at the home, at the property, at the condo, townhouse, commercial property, whatever it is. That's going to be a whole separate process, but in between the intake form and that first meeting, you can send these videos. All right, so video number 1 is looking forward to seeing you. I just wanna make sure that everybody's expectations are set. And oftentimes what happens is most people don't really understand the timing of it all. And so I thought maybe I'd take just a minute and explain to you the timing. I'm just gonna use 3 months as the sort of average, but if, let's just say for an example, you wanted to sell your home and be off to the next one within 3 months. Well, let's do some math, shall we? And so I've got these 3 months, and I would literally have 3 calendar months, and I would say, so the typical transaction takes about 45 days, right? From accepted offer to closing. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's mark off the 45 days, right? So each of these is 1 calendar month. So you say, okay, well, it's 45 days. And then you would go back and you'd say, well, the average property is on the market right now for about 37 days. And so now I would go back and I would say, all right, so let's mark off 37 days. And so you can see that really we only have 7 days with which to get your property on the market, marketed properly, in front of the right people, etc. So there's some urgency associated to this. And of course, who you work with matters, because oftentimes, I don't know if you knew this or not, currently somewhere between 25 and 35% of the properties that come on the market and get an accepted offer, that offer terminates within the first 10 days. 25 to 35%, it's quite a few, right? And so you gotta make sure that the agent that you choose is going to market the property and gonna get the right eyeballs. The right eyeballs are the people that are actually looking for that property, the people that actually have the money, the people that actually have all of their ducks in a row. And then you've gotta be able to navigate the process, and the process is pretty complex. We're talking about, how do you handle pre-approvals and earnest monies and negotiating those terms and ensuring that when things change, that inspections and you're working through all of those issues in a collaborative way, all with the idea that, hey, we're gonna get to the finish line. Because you don't wanna have to start over, because as we've shown here, you really don't have the time. So that is number 1. And then of course you're saying, hey, listen, if you have any questions, please please let me know. So number 2 video on my list is team. This is where you get to tell the story about you and your company and the people that are there to support you. Can we just say that I don't know any other business than the real estate business where you've got to be like a contract expert, a marketing expert, negotiations, a salesperson, an attorney, like all of the things. Like that would be ridiculous in any other profession, and yet here we are. Well, I might suggest that we've been doing it wrong. I might suggest that's why 87% of the people who get their license don't make it, because that is a ridiculous way of doing business. In a business like this, listen, y'all, you've got to have a great team, which means you've got to have a great partner. That means the company, the brand, the people that work in that organization, they've got to be great. They've got to be all aligned with delivering an exceptional experience for both you and your customers. That's the whole point. So here's your opportunity to share that. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I am so excited about seeing you. Just one more video. I want to introduce you to my team. In a place like this, in a business like this, dealing with an asset like yours, the business can be very complex. And one of the ways that we make sure that we eliminate some of the typical pain that most people will experience is by having a great team. So I've got a great team of professionals that are going to handle all of the marketing. They're going to make sure that your home is seen in the best light by the best people. We're going to target ads. We're going to do all of these things, but it takes an expert in that field. Not just anybody can do those things. The other part that we have is we've got all of this transaction coordination and concierge services, and these are the people that know contracts inside and out. They know all the agents. They built relationships with all of the inspectors and the lenders and everything, and they're going to make sure that when we finally get that accepted offer, that they're going to ensure the highest probability that that buyer is going to actually get through the closing and you're going to get your home sold. And of course, then there's me, because my job is to make sure that I'm showing your property in the best light, I'm giving the best tour, that I'm negotiating with the buyer and their agents, and that is my job, and of course, communicating with you. So I just wanted to introduce you a little bit to our team. If you got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. So that's number 2 video. And then the third one are gonna be your testimonials. And your testimonials are a way for third-party validation. I think they call it social proofing, right? This is just a quick and dirty. By the way, don't overthink this, right? Like this is just, ask your clients to shoot a video on their iPhone if you don't have the technology to be able to grab a camera and go out and do it. But you just need 3 or 4 people that are just saying, hey, listen, I hired Todd, I trusted Todd, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He got our property sold. We are on to the next chapter of our life. We can't imagine using anybody else, right? It's just not that hard. It's not that deep. So there are 3 videos that you should be doing. You should be recording. Can I ask you a question? Are there any videos that you're using that you would add to this list? Comment below. This is a community. We want to grow together. We want to learn together. So comment below. And if are you using any of these, let me know. Let's have a dialogue. Y'all, I am here to help you with anything. You literally can pick up the phone, call me, text me. Text is probably easier, 833-338-0078. That's the easiest way to reach me. And if you know somebody that would benefit from this video, please, would you share it with them? And as always, like and subscribe to this channel so that you can get more. And I'll see you at the next video.